I'm starting a new series, which I'll do every week or every other week. I'm not sure yet. Let me know in the comments what you think would be better. The disciples asked Jesus what signs to look for before his second coming, and he gave them a list including famines, wars, and sickness. And he said all of these things were the beginnings of birth pains. What I'll read next are events which took place in the 7 days before this video was posted. Jesus is coming back soon, and our world is crying out for him to do so. A recent Antarctic expedition has confirmed colossal methane stores defrosting underwater and being released into the atmosphere. A similar phenomenon has been detected in the Arctic, but this is the first confirmation of the event in the Antarctic. These methane hydrates are solid, compressed ice-like structures formed thousands of years ago on the seafloor from decomposed organic material, and they are increasingly melting as the ocean warms. When large quantities of these hydrates melt simultaneously, they can cause what are known as submarine landslides and even tsunamis. Additionally, global sea ice dropped to yet another record low. A Nature article argued that the greed of developed countries is, quote, responsible for much greater cumulative range loss to species outside their own borders than within them, end quote. The analysis considered deforestation's area of land as well as species made extinct, but only looked for data from 2001 to 2015. The study also neglected to include all the damage caused from waste wars, as large-scale trash exports target the global south. The Cocoa Belt, which produces 70% of the world's cacao, is being impacted by climate change, and a few more weeks of higher temperatures, drought, mealybugs, and illegal mining are also cause to believe our world of cheap chocolate is ending faster than expected. In what year we will have eaten up all the entire planet's worth of chocolate? We don't know yet. But another report on cocoa highlighted drought killing cacao plants in Guatemala. But it's not just chocolate that's getting more endangered. Japan released some of its strategic reserves of rice to combat soaring demand. Prices for rice are reportedly up 75% from 12 months ago. In Australia, Cyclone Zalia whipped the western coast. In India, a mass die-off of 1,100 sea turtles washed ashore. NOAA says that La Nina will probably last about until April and May of 2025, a little bit longer than what is average. Drought in southern Africa is said to be the region's worst in over 100 years, heralding a large-scale malnutrition and economic crisis. Serious flu cases are at a 15-year high right now in the US. A number of schools even closed in-person classes temporarily because of overwhelming sickness. A study reported in Nano Impact examined how micro and nanoplastics in soil caused increased arsenic concentrations in lettuce leaves. Some nanoplastics also traveled up from the roots, highlighting how tiny plastic particles become a greater problem for our diet. Another article is panicking over nanoplastics in our brains. In Chernobyl, Ukraine, the reactor shield that's designed to cover the reactor that was damaged in the 1980s was hit by a Russian drone attack. This giant shield protects the people from radioactive leaks. No increased radiation levels have been detected yet. Russia has also been blamed for several acts of sabotage on German naval vessels. U.S. AIDS funding cuts have left Yazidis behind in Iraq to survive with less than what they normally have. While there are many more stories I didn't get to this week, I'll be posting again next week with a new report. Remember that Jesus is coming back soon, and he told us to watch out for these things, and he said that these are the beginning of birth pains. Thank you and God bless.